Yes guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another production rundown. Today we've got my brand new song, Cool Kids, which I'm so proud of. I love the song. Even though I've heard it literally 1,000 times, I cannot stop listening to it still. And I really hope that you guys like the song too. If this is your first time listening to it, then I do urge you to go and listen to the song now. Click pause here and go and listen to the song, which the link is in the description. And then come back to this video, listen through how I made it, how I took it from the idea that we had when it was written, and then got it to the finished production. Quick disclaimer, this isn't how the song sounds now, so if you're hearing it a little bit differently on the streaming platforms compared to here, that is because we go through a whole mixing process afterwards, then we master as well, which makes it all sound lovely. So this is just where I had it roughly at the end of the production. I also just want to shout out my two co-writers and good friends, George and Alex, who I've also left their Instagram links in the description too, and you can check them out. They've got some great music, both of them, and it was a pleasure to write with them. So without further ado, let's get straight into the production. Let's go.
Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said, find me at the start of the boulevard and the Hollywood stars. Whoa,
Right, so this is what it pretty much looks like. It's a very big session, as you can see. We've got a lot of tracks. A lot of them are hidden, but I basically bounce everything out from the instruments once I record it, because it helps a little bit of the processing on the computer. Otherwise, if I'm having it all running at once, it starts to slow down a little bit. So let's just have a listen through, and then we can get straight into each isolated part.
She said, find me at the start of the boulevard under Hollywood stars. She says she's coming uninvited. The summer love just got excited. She asked me if we're getting higher. When it is time we should go. So we got up, said let's sneak up to the rooftop, make out of sunset sky. The thought of leaving is awfully lonely, I'm just another guy. Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said, find me at the start of the boulevard and the Hollywood stars. Whoa. She's an old soul with a vintage heart, baby, and words are hard. You're so smooth like Aretha. Hers, they play me like an old guitar. Got me falling hard, I'm dancing for war. Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said, find me at the start of the boulevard and the Hollywood stars. That time, all the cool kids going home. And we're out drunk and we're messed up. All the dates rolling into one. We're afraid. That time, all the cool kids going home. We're out drunk and we're messed up. All the dates rolling into one. Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said, find me at the start of the boulevard on the Hollywood stars. Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said, find me at the start of the boulevard on the Hollywood stars.
Yes. It gets me so gassed every time I listen to that song. So where do we start? I think the first thing in the session that we had, Alex came up with this kind of he basically came up with the guitar chords, and that was the acoustic guitar, which you can hear right here. And then so we had that, and we started coming out. And we were going for a song called 18 by Jeremy Zucker. So I can't remember who it was. It may have been me, because I was obsessed with Jeremy Zucker at this time. Still am, but I was listening to him a lot, and I think he just brought this song out when we wrote it, which was a couple of years ago now. And I said, "Oh boys, this song is so sick. We need to kind of use it as some inspiration, just a general vibe, and then do our own thing with it, obviously." So we listened to that, we were all vibing, and then Alex started playing that, and then he started singing the melody over the top, like, because it was originally going to be, or the original demo has him singing it, which I can actually, I'll play it right now.
She said, "Find me at the start of the boulevard under Hollywood stars." Oh, oh, oh. She said she's coming uninvited. The summer love just got exciting. Yeah, she asked me if we're getting high and where this night should go. So we got up, said let's sneak onto a rooftop. We could make out of sunset skies. The thought of leaving is awfully lonely. Am I just another guy? 'Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said, "Find me at the start of the boulevard under Hollywood stars." Oh, 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 oh.
So what you just heard, you can hear his voice on it, which sounds absolutely phenomenal. And for about a year, we kind of had it sat there, and I was so gassed that we had him sing on it with his amazing voice, and we were all just really gassed about the song, listening to it a lot, and we were all like, "Oh yeah, can't wait to do some of this song." And then, as like a lot of things go, you end up having other things on. Everyone's very busy, so we're all doing different things, and we've kind of forgot about the song a little bit. And then I was going through my Apple Music library, and I saw the song there, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to test the water and see what they think by kind of asking them if I could take on the song, as long as they had no plans for it. And luckily for me, very luckily for me, because I'm so happy to have this song and being able to record it and sing it, and kind of make it my own. Alex didn't have any plans of it, and George gave the green light as well, so I ended up being able to record it, and I'm so happy. I'm so thankful for them for allowing me to do so, and getting it out there. So that's kind of how it came about. But he started with the guitar and just started singing the melody, and we kind of just like, oh, that's really cool. So that's how the beginning of the song happened. So then I added in this little bit, I believe is in the bridge. So I was kind of playing in the gaps. I know it sounds a little bit weird by itself, but in that bridge where the idea was to go from this like quite tight pop, almost pop rock kind of banger, to this bridge where we kind of went really dreamy and reverby, I felt like it kind of gave it like a delay effect, playing in the gaps. So doom, 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 doom. And with the effects on that we put in mixing and stuff like that, kind of get that really spacey vibe, which is a nice reflection of what the rest of the song is, because the rest of the song is very exciting, summer, like we're doing everything now. And then we kind of wanted the bridge to pull out of that, of being like, all the cool kids are going home, so all our friends are kind of like leaving for a while, and we're just like out drunk, kind of don't know what we're doing. And it's kind of like the reflective stage, and then you go back into kind of building up for the the big chorus at the end. So that's how it all started, really. We wrote it in a writing camp where we all met each other, and this was literally the first session, I think, that we'd met. One of those sessions where you just click as writers and you're just like, wow, and it just came out of us really quickly, in fact, and we kind of didn't want to stop until the song was done, so the whole song got written by the end of the session, which was awesome. And I think like all of us couldn't get it off our minds for quite a long time after that as well. So a huge part of this is the electric guitar as well, which is kind of keeps the track moving. And as you can hear in the intro, kind of put a megaphony effect on it, as well as the vocal. And then it kind of comes in a bit more oomph, has a bit more oomph. It has a lot more to it to like drive the track along. So we had that, and then I had this bass idea, quite simple, but it keeps kind of the energy there, I think, because I didn't want anything too much in the verses. I wanted to save that for the choruses, so we go like do 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 do. We go to those like eighth notes. So I wanted for the chorus like quarter notes, where you can go just very easy, quite simple to digest for the listener, because I believe that you don't want to give like all your cards or show all your cards at once, so you want to keep them waiting for more. And I felt like doing that with the bass really helped. We just had like synths otherwise as well. Obviously I had a bunch of other stuff, but I'll add it in as we go. That's pretty much what we had actually. And obviously drums. I'm not too keen on how the drums sound in this particular production, because you can tell like a lot of the stuff mixing wise is very like there's like some sort of overhead thing, wherever it is, that clangy sound is way too loud, which we obviously sorted and you weren't able to hear in the track, but it gives you the right idea. So that's the first chorus, which is still like not too much in it, because I wanted the progression from chorus 1 into chorus 2 and chorus 3, where it just gave more to the listener, some more exciting, more to listen to, more to hear, and just kind of filling out the mix in any way we could, just to kind of beef it up a bit, which meant, the eighth notes on the bass. We had that synth, which sounds a bit like this. And I was sidechaining that to a kick, which I have here, which is quarter notes, I believe. And it just gives it that's what gives it that and it keeps it like very tight, so the instruments kind of follow the drive of the song. They're like because the kick essentially is just going throughout the whole song. It's a very simple pattern, and I used with some edits afterwards. Alex basically produced a demo, and that really helped me in giving inspiration of where to go forward with it. So we had like a drum beat, we had kind of guitar and just a general vibe, and then I kind of worked with Brian, who was in the last video for If Tomorrow Starts Without Me, which I'll put up here. And I spent a long time working on this production, probably about a year and a half, maybe. But then towards the end of that, I worked with Brian to kind of polish things off, get a new pair of ears, a new pair of eyes on it, and he really helped to kind of bring something new to the production when I had listened to it too many times, basically. So, where do we go from here? We have all of our extras, so in choruses, again, simple in the first chorus. And this is one of my favourite things of the whole song, because that basically plays throughout the whole song. That kind of vocal build-up thing. It's really nice, and especially in the bridge, you can hear it the most. But I just love it. I really do. But then we get a bit more into the chorus 2. So we got that, and we got transitions, things like that. With transitions, you get just small things that take us from different parts of the song, basically. So when you were listening to it, I actually came back to this session to add some edits in for the mix, because I do the main song with like explicit words, only a few, but I had to redo it so it says messed up instead of effed up, and that is why it's a little bit, what you probably heard earlier in the vocals, is a bit uneven. So we got like
Going home, and we're out drunk and we're messed up. All the days roll into one. We're fading back down. All the cool kids going home. We're out drunk and we're messed up. Days roll into one.
And that's, I also really like this bit where it goes like, so I used well, it's a very, as you can see, very, very long chain. Probably doesn't need to be this long. But I used that kind of, here we go, is the EQ, megaphone effect on here, which gives it, you can see, I'll show you the waves.
It's rolling to
And that cuts out all the high end frequencies, but also the low end, so it gives it this really like tight megaphone sound. And that was actually from the original, where Alex did this thing where he cut out the production and just had that kind of megaphone vocal ad-lib carrying on. And I thought that some songs have those moments where you're like, oh, okay, this is really cool, it's like interesting. That was one of them for me. Among plenty of others, that going into the build-up chorus, like,
cause I'm daydreaming to the night.
it gives it that time for the listener to kind of be like, okay, like, is that the end of the song? Like, what's going on? And then it comes back in, like, with the kind of build-up, like, daydream to the night. And I can just imagine, like, performing it, and just having that silence for a little bit, and you can hold it off as long as you want, and just then bring it back in and just have that massive ending. with the last chorus, which we have.
Cause I'm days until the night to see the lights at the corner.
I'll play that again because that is another one of those moments where we come out of the build-up chorus and we have that little ad-lib like whoa, 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 and then like cause I'm days until the night. So I got up a little bit and that just felt right at the time when I was recording the vocals, but it kind of gives it that kick. And it's just so tight, and I was so gassed and happy every time I heard that, because I was like exactly what I wanted to do with it. And I'm still learning production, and I've been trying to do it for the last few years properly. And it's when stuff like that comes off, it makes me realise how far I've come in my productions, because even a couple of years ago I just struggled with understanding the techniques. I didn't know enough about it. I didn't have enough skin in the game to really know techniques that are used regularly, but now I've been doing it for longer. I kind of learned some stuff, and when it comes off like that, it makes me feel really good. So the vocals are pretty simple. I mean, again, pretty long chain here, which is completely redone. So I split this up from intro, because we had the EQ effect, into then lead verse 1 to chorus 2. Don't ask me why I did this. It's usually because we have overlaps in the vocals. So when one line overlaps with another, I have to record it and process it on another track, so we get just a clean vocal rather than things being cut off here and there. So yeah, we've got lead chorus 2, lead bridge, and build up, kind of include that in the bridge. And then I have, that should say lead chorus 2 and 3. But yeah, then we have this distorted one, which is quite cool, which I include in all the choruses actually. And that just gives the vocal that little bit of grit. And they're little things that you can't hear isolated, but they give it something else for you to mix in, dial in a little bit, blend it, and it just sounds really cool in my opinion. So this is that little ad-lib. And then I had another one which was really fun to do.
Where the cool kids meet.
And you can tell there's a lot of auto-tune on that, but it's in the background and it sounds nice. So we got these are really fun actually. We have some crowd vocals. That's pretty much what it is actually. I thought it was more. Okay, so I just filled out the ad-lib one at the end. So I've basically got the earworm bit. It was like whoa, oh, whoa, and then just used it to fill out. Here it is. Crowd. I love this bit where it goes, so we got up, so let's sneak. And I go like, got up, hey.
So we got up, hey.
And they're always good fun to film, because I've literally put the microphones in the middle of the room, and then I just stand in different areas and just shout. And gives it the vibe that there's a lot of people in the room, and I love doing it with a lot of people, but when you're by yourself recording, you can do it that way too. And it's really good if you have like an omnidirectional microphone, so like the cardio patterns, you get different types. So some of them have the microphone picking up just from the front. Others you can get like omnidirectional, which is like picking up all the way around. And when you can do group vocals like that, it sounds really cool. But my Rode NT1A is not omnidirectional and it still works fine. So you don't need to have that. And then we got some congas here in the verse.
She's an old words that are they're so smooth like Aretha. Her eyes, they
And they just give a little bit of texture, which is really nice. And what else do we have? Oh yeah, we'll go to the bass in the chorus, which is what I was talking about. And then in the last chorus, I added distortion on the bass. So what I'd say is, if anyone's watching this for like production stuff, aside from just being interested in how the song was made, if you're interested in like the production, then the purpose of that was to kind of, again, I've said it a lot, and this is like what I base a lot of my productions around. They all basically, you'll see, if you listen to my songs, they all will be like an upwards hill, kind of like a story, except I'd never have I never really have a resolution. In the story in school, you get taught like the story hill, so you get like beginning, and then you get like maybe some introduction, like you get the introduction of characters, and then you have like the introduction of the issue, the problem, I don't know what it may be, and then you have like the climax of the story right at the top, and then you go down to the resolution. My songs, I tend to enjoy just building up to that climax, which happens right at the end. And then I may sometimes in different songs have more of that resolution of a softer ending. But for this song, it ends on a climax, and I really like that. It's very like, we're having an amazing time. I can just imagine like shouting at the car with your friends in that final chorus. When it all comes in like, whoa, 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 'cause I'm daydreaming tonight. Because that's exactly the vibe of the song, just being able to shout it with your friends. And if people can do that, then I'll be very happy. So I mentioned the leads. We've also got just like doubles, which I've mentioned in other videos before, just left, right. In this, I have like a high double here, which it's just a high octave up from the verse melody, because it has like a nice layer to it. And we have BVs, and actually we have my friend Russ on his BVs. So I told him the lyrics a lot of times, but you can hear him sing "Hanging Out to City Lights," even though it's heading. So I remember we were doing it, we were recording it, and I realised, okay, you can't actually tell, and it's going to be so low anyway in the mix, you won't be able to tell. But you can hear him say like "hanging out." But it sounds pretty much the same, so it's only if you're listening for that you'll hear it. But it was just funny because we recorded that, and I was like, it's like, gave him the lyrics to hold in his hand, and he was like, kept singing like, "I'm hanging out to city lights," and it's just funny. But that's what like recording sessions are all about, and obviously you want to get like the right lyrics, but in moments like that, just like good vibes, and it didn't cause any issues, so like no harm done. And it's always nice to like record with new people and stuff. And at the time we didn't do much recording together, but now we've done quite a lot. And we've got some nice new tunes on the way this summer, which I'm very excited about. But in the meantime, I do not think that there is anything else that needs necessarily to be covered. I think that is a pretty good rundown. If there's anything else you want me to go through, I've kind of mentioned my vocal chains and stuff in the past that I use in these sessions, so I don't want to dive too deep into that because we'll be here for a very long time. As this is such a big session as well, I'm trying to leave out the plugins and stuff for now. But if you do want a video on that kind of stuff, I'm happy to make it and just go really into depth on plugins only, so we can kind of spend a bit longer on that. So I will say thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. Enjoy and stream the song again and again and again, and enjoy it over this summer. I know I will be. So thank you, lots of love, peace.
Cause I'm day drunk to the night, heading out to city lights at the corner of the street where the cool kids meet. She said find me at the start of the boulevard and the Hollywood stars. Whoa, oh, whoa, you're fading in that town. All the cool kids going home, and we're out drunk.